Welcome to our channel. Today, we delve into one of the most intriguing and controversial stories from the Bible, the tale of Sodom and Gomorrah. Buckle up as we explore the ancient cities, their wickedness, and the divine intervention that forever changed their fate. Sodom, with its labyrinthine streets and towering ziggurats, was a hub of commerce and excess. Its markets overflowed with exotic spices, silks, and precious gems. The air buzzed with the cacophony of merchants haggling, and the scent of incense wafted from grand temples dedicated to gods both known and forgotten. Yet beneath this glittering facade lay a darker truth, a society steeped in hedonism, where pleasure knew no bounds. Across the valley, Gomorrah mirrored its sister city's extravagance. Its marble palaces gleamed in the relentless sun, and its gardens bloomed with rare flora tended by skilled horticulturists. Wealth flowed like the Jordan River, and the elite reveled in lavish banquets, their laughter echoing through the colonnades. But within these gilded walls, corruption festered. Injustice prevailed, and the cries of the oppressed went unanswered. Their sins reached the heavens, a symphony of transgressions that reverberated across the celestial expanse. The gods, ever watchful, observed the descent of these cities into moral decay. The poor were trampled upon, their pleas for mercy drowned out by the clinking of golden goblets. The powerful wielded their influence with impunity, and compassion became a relic of a bygone era. And God decided to act. The divine wrath descended, a tempest of fire and brimstone. The heavens wept as the cities burned, their once proud structures reduced to ashes. The righteous few, warned by angels, fled the cataclysm. But for most, there was no escape. The ground trembled, swallowing the wicked whole, leaving behind only desolation and the acrid scent of sulfur. Sodom and Gomorrah, once symbols of human achievement, now serve as cautionary beacons. Their fate reminds us that prosperity without compassion, wealth without empathy, and pleasure without conscience lead to ruin. As the sun sets over the Jordan Valley, their legacy endures, a stark reminder that even the mightiest civilizations are but dust in the hands of the divine. And so, dear reader, let us tread carefully through the corridors of history. For in the remnants of Sodom and Gomorrah, we find not only the echoes of lost grandeur but also the timeless lesson that virtue, not opulence, sustains the soul. Abraham, the first patriarch in the Bible, strides across the arid plains of Canaan, his footsteps echoing the weight of destiny. Guided by the divine hand, he carries within him the promise of a great nation, a lineage that will stretch across time and shape the course of humanity. His name, once Abram, now resonates as Abraham, signifying not just a father but a beacon of hope for generations to come. In the heart of this sun-scorched land lies the twin cities of Sodom and Gomorrah, a juxtaposition of splendor and moral decay. Their sins, like tendrils of smoke, rise to the heavens, and God's wrath looms heavy. The celestial court convenes, and Abraham, the chosen one, stands as both intercessor and witness. Will you spare the cities if righteous people are found? Abraham's voice trembles with urgency as he bargains with the Almighty. His plea is not for himself but for the souls ensnared in the labyrinthine streets of Sodom and Gomorrah. The divine negotiation begins, a cosmic dance between mercy and justice. Lot, Abraham's nephew, dwells within Sodom's walls. A man torn between loyalty and compromise, he welcomes two ethereal guests, angels in disguise, into his humble abode. The city, like a festering wound, seethes with wickedness. The mob outside, fueled by malice, seeks to defile these heavenly emissaries. Lot faces a life-altering decision: protect the strangers or yield to the darkness that envelops his home. The angels reveal their purpose, the impending destruction of Sodom. Lot's sons-in-law scoff at the warning, their hearts hardened by years of decadence. But Lot hesitates. The weight of his choices presses upon him. The angels, resolute, grasp his hand, his wife's, and his daughters, pulling them from the city's grasp. Flee to Zoar, they command, and do not look back. Yet Lot's wife, her gaze drawn to the inferno behind, disobeys. She crystallizes into a pillar of salt, a monument to longing and disobedience. And Lot, with his daughters, flees to the mountains, seeking refuge in a cave. The world outside crumbles, consumed by fire and brimstone, while the echoes of Sodom's demise reverberate through the valley. In the mountain's shadow, Lot's daughters grapple with their father's legacy. They are the inheritors of compromise, their innocence tainted by the city's sins. Alone in the cave, they hatch a desperate plan, a union with their father to ensure their lineage survives. Their actions, born of desperation and fear, weave another thread into the tapestry of human frailty. And so, the tale unfolds: Abraham, bargaining for the righteous; Lot, torn between duty and desire; and the cities, swallowed by divine wrath. Each character, a vessel of humanity's struggle, etches their mark upon the annals of time. The celestial negotiation continues, echoing through millennia, as we grapple with our own choices, between righteousness and compromise, mercy and judgment. In the heart of the Jordan Valley, where dust mingles with eternity, Abraham's plea reverberates. Will the righteous prevail? Will compassion temper justice? The answer lies not only in ancient texts but in the choices we make today, as we navigate our own Sodoms and Gomorrahs, seeking redemption amid the flames. The flames lick the heavens, devouring Sodom and Gomorrah. The air crackles with divine wrath, and the twin cities crumble into oblivion. Amid the chaos, Lot's wife, a name lost to time, disobeys the angel's command. She glances back, her eyes drawn to the inferno that consumes her home. In that fateful moment, she becomes a pillar of salt, a haunting monument to the consequences of disobedience. Lot, the nephew of Abraham, flees with his daughters. Their footsteps echo through the valley, each stride a desperate plea for survival. The angel's warning rings in their ears: flee to Zoar, and do not look back. But Lot's wife cannot tear her gaze from the cataclysm behind. Her longing, her defiance, it crystallizes into salt, a silent scream etched into the scorched earth. In the cave, Lot and his daughters huddle together. The world outside disintegrates, swallowed by fire and brimstone. They are the remnants of a once prosperous lineage, now reduced to trembling souls seeking refuge. Desperation gnaws at their hearts, and the daughters face a choice, one that will echo through generations. "We must preserve our family line," whispers the elder daughter. Her eyes, haunted by the screams of the damned, search for a solution. The younger daughter nods, her resolve unwavering. They intoxicate their father with wine, and in the darkness of the cave, they lie with him. Their actions, born of desperation and fear, intertwine their destinies with the ashes of Sodom. Modern archaeologists sift through the layers of history, seeking evidence of Sodom and Gomorrah. Could the site of Tal el-Hammam in Jordan hold the key? Here, amidst ancient ruins, they unearth shards of pottery, charred timbers, and fragments of forgotten lives. The ground whispers secrets, of opulence and decadence, of sin and retribution. Some speculate that a meteor strike ignited the inferno that razed the cities. A cosmic collision, a celestial wrath. Could this cataclysmic event be the catalyst for their downfall? The heavens, indifferent to human folly, unleashed fire and brimstone upon the wicked. And in that fiery rain, Sodom and Gomorrah vanished, leaving behind only echoes and salt-stained memories. As the sun sets over the Jordan Valley, we stand at the crossroads of myth and reality. The tale of Lot, his daughters, and the cities of sin reverberates through time. We grapple with our own choices, between obedience and defiance, legacy and sacrifice. And perhaps, in the salt-crusted remnants of Sodom, we find not just a cautionary tale but a mirror reflecting our own flawed humanity. So we explore, we dig, we question. The layers of history yield fragments, a potsherd, a bone, a forgotten prayer. And in our quest for truth, we glimpse the shadows of those who once walked these streets. Their sins, their defiance, their longing, they linger, etched into the very stones that cradle our fragile existence. And as the wind sweeps across the desolate plain, we wonder, what other stories lie buried beneath the salt? What other choices echo through the ages, waiting for us to decipher their meaning? In the silence of the past, we seek redemption, for ourselves, for Lot's wife, and for the cities lost to fire and memory. Like, share and subscribe for more videos like this. The tale of Sodom and Gomorrah reverberates through the ages, a symphony of fire and salt. It is a cautionary thread woven into the fabric of human consciousness, a reminder that wickedness, left unchecked, invites divine retribution. But within its ashen remnants lies more than judgment. There exists a fragile hope, a whisper of redemption. Sodom, once a jewel of prosperity, now lies buried beneath layers of time. Its streets, once bustling with merchants and revelers, echo with the cries of the forsaken. The city's sin, like a festering wound, drew the wrath of the heavens. And in that cataclysmic blaze, Lot's wife disobeyed the angel's command. Her longing gaze back at the inferno transformed her into a pillar of salt, a haunting monument to the cost of defiance. Lot, the reluctant hero, fled with his daughters. Their footsteps etched sorrow into the scorched earth. The angel's warning, "Flee to Zoar, and do not look back," hung heavy in the air. But Lot's wife, her heart torn between loyalty and curiosity, faltered. She became a silent witness to her own demise, her crystalline form forever etched into the annals of tragedy. In the cave, Lot's daughters grappled with their legacy. They were the last vestiges of a lineage tainted by compromise. Desperation fueled their decision, a union with their father to ensure survival. Their actions, born of fear and necessity, would echo through generations, leaving a mark on the human story. Modern archaeologists, like curious time travelers, sift through the sands of Tal el-Hammam. Here, amidst shards of pottery and charred timbers, they seek the truth. Was Sodom real? Did Gomorrah truly burn? The layers yield fragments, a bone, a forgotten prayer. And in their quest, they touch the edges of eternity. Some speculate that a meteor strike ignited the cosmic fire that razed the cities. A celestial wrath, indifferent to human folly, reshaped the landscape. But whether meteor or divine decree, the result was the same: Sodom and Gomorrah vanished, leaving behind salt-stained memories and unanswered questions. As we wrap up our exploration, dear reader, consider this: ancient tales endure because they mirror our own struggles. We, too, face choices between obedience and defiance, legacy and sacrifice. And perhaps, in deciphering the past, we find redemption. For in the salt-crusted remnants, we glimpse our shared humanity, the fragility of virtue, the allure of sin, and the possibility of renewal.